So let's now take a look at the B2 First, C1 Advanced and IELTS academic listening paper on the test simulator. So before the listening paper starts, users will be asked to do a sound check. Now, this is the screen that you'll see directly before the listening paper begins. You'll see that there is an audio player just here. Simply click play.
You will hear each piece twice.
Check that your audio is working correctly. If so, then you can continue. So as soon as you click start listening, the audio track will automatically begin, and it will run through until the very end of the listening test. Now, all of the examiner instructions, the gaps and the pauses, are already included in the audio track itself. So for example, in the B2 First listening part 4, where learners have 1 minute to read through the questions before the audio begins, that 1 minute is already included in the audio track. And likewise, at the end of the listening test, when learners have 2 minutes to check all of their answers, that 2-minute pause is also included. So let's go ahead then and click start listening. You'll hear the audio track start, and I'll let it play for a few seconds so you can hear it. I'll then mute it so we can take a look at the sections in more detail.
C1 Advanced Exam. Listening. I am going to give you the instructions for this test.
Okay, so we're currently in the C1 Advanced listening paper, and there are 4 parts like in the B2 First. So let's have a look at each part, and then we can go through and see how they work, and we'll also take a look at IELTS as well. So here is part 1. As we know, there are 3 extracts, 2 questions per extract, and users click the option they think is correct. So you can scroll down the page to see all of the questions. If we then move over to part 2, this is where users type in the answers based on the listening and what they hear in the listening. And so again, scroll down to type in the answer to each question. In part 3, again, it's quite similar to part 1 in so much as that it's a multiple choice, but this time there are 4 options to choose from. So again, users will listen and choose the option that they think is correct. And in part 4, we've got in the C1 Advanced, the sort of 2 tasks. So we see the tables side by side. And also that is the same in the part 3 of the B2 First listening, although there is 1 table. So you'll see it all on the same screen. And then if we come over to IELTS, we'll see that the layout looks fairly familiar, but obviously the question types can be a little different. So in section 1, for example, we have a form completion and a listening comprehension. In section 2, we bring in this floor plan we can see on the right hand side, but again it's split into 2 columns, so there isn't too much scrolling. Section 3, likewise, some more activity types, and then the final notes completion table that you can scroll through to complete. So there are 2 ways that the listening paper can be submitted. First is when the audio track finishes, the paper will automatically submit. Or if a candidate finishes slightly earlier, for example, in that last 2 minutes when they're checking their answers and they want to submit manually, they can do that via the top right-hand corner. They can click on Submit Paper. Now, I have answered part 1, part 2, part 3, but I haven't answered all of the questions in part 4. So that's why it's flagging here to say unanswered questions. Do you want to go and review? That's okay. I'll click Submit anyway, and then I will proceed to the next paper.